Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the Cambridge Los Angeles showroom in West Hollywood. I'm here with director Stephen Bullen with his movie Syncretic Noise. Let's take a look at a clip. Stephen, thank you so much for sharing your film with us at New Filmmakers LA. Tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Well, my film, Syncretic Noise, it's an experimental dance film about a man struggling with his place in society. It's a surrealist film where it aims to defy conventional logic and storytelling, wherein the narrative unfolds through layered soundscapes and what you may call visual poetry.
It really is visual poetry. Like I just found it such an incredible experience to watch. It was just so much depth within a very small period of time as well. And again, I love in the form of dance, just how that just takes you on a totally different journey in watching the moving image. Where was your kind of inspiration for making this film come from?
Well, historically, you could say that my inspiration came from one of the first American surrealist filmmakers, Maya Deren, who made her film a study in choreography, where it was, I guess you could say, an ode to movement, as most dance films are, but also an exploration in what you could call creative geography, wherein similarly in my movie, the dancer's movement continues across cuts over discontinuities of space, creating what I hope would be for the viewer a new visual depth.
Well, as I said, in 5 minutes, like I just was just so much about it that I was just like, I have to watch it again to kind of like really understand like all the different thought processes that you were going into. But what did you kind of want for your audience to kind of take away with them, if you had a sort of vision for that?
Yeah, I think for especially an abstract movie, and I think for most art, narrative movies make a lot of statements. If you want a straight to the point movie, you could find that a lot with narratives. But with an abstract surrealist film, I think the goal of any artist is to make people ask questions.
Yeah.
If you come away from the movie and you're asking questions about what does it mean and what was the state of this dancer, I think that's a pretty great place to come from. With that in mind, syncretic noise is a kind of slang phrase that I made up.
I really like it.
Yeah. For me, it means mendacity. So we're talking about the mendacity of society. So when we have this dancer secluded from, because he's underground, this is an abandoned subway that we're in, and other abandoned structures that we're cutting across, and also forest landscapes. I hope that the question that I'm drawing the audience to ask is how do we cope with the mendacity of society?
Oh, that's very exciting. Now, what is it like, to sort of put so much work and effort into this film and then have your film selected for New Filmmakers Los Angeles?
Oh, it's such a great honor. You make these movies, especially with an experimental like this, and you hope that there's people that will accept it and see the value in it. Especially since in big industry Hollywood, it's difficult for people to take risks on such an abstract piece. So it's always great when people like new filmmakers are able to see the value in this type of artwork and showcase it.
Well, I think it's wonderful. I think it's a real great context of being able to think about beyond our own means sometimes through the power of dance in the moving image, which is just great. I hope it gets celebrated to many audiences. I really do. Again, I think you're a really intelligent filmmaker, and what piece of advice would you give to anyone that would like to sort of go out and make their film, their poetic visual dream? What advice do you have?
In this industry, we get wrapped up in gear, probably more than anything. Gear doesn't matter. I think that I've seen some amazing artwork with an iPhone, with you know, $100 Coolpix camera or whatever. So if you have that goal, something that you want to say, I say focus on I guess narrowing down that point so that you can communicate well. Because I think communication is really important when you're making a film.
Yeah, well, you certainly communicate with us, so we really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to seeing many more of your work, and so it's very exciting. But congratulations on this one, and we look forward to seeing much more in the future. So thank you very much, Stephen.
Thank you. Happy to be here.